the morning dawns, and with it, you all awaken. Some of you having gone home for the day. So Trigger and Lezo have, gone to their home. But, the rest of you are waking up in your beds. And slowly coming to consciousness. Tecka, alright.
Ooh, okay. I wonder if it's time. I need to check the date. Just checking the date for the Riddle Sphinx job.
It is indeed the day.
Yes, it is the day. It is time. What time is it?
Time
There's
to
no
get
clocks
up
in here.
and start
Look.
heading downstairs to meet with the other adventurers and all that. Zuri and Hatch, you are awake.
Oh.
Zuri looks very groggy and a little bit grumpy as she's not used to sleeping in this kind of bed. So she's like sitting on the floor, just softly like rubbing her eyes with a small pout, like a child. Or she is a child, but yeah.
Conversely, Hatch has burrowed her way into the blankets, and like her muzzle is poking out. She's very content in there.
Oh. Zuri just sighs softly, looks over to where she sees the little nose, and just gives a tiny itty bitty poke.
Hatch's nose has been booped. She lets out an eep, and like the rest of her slowly pops back out.
Oh, sorry, Hatch. I didn't mean to startle you awake. I think it's time to wake up now.
Aww. She lets out a whine and crawls out of the bedding. She scurries on out and just goes, that was pretty comfy.
Zuri doesn't seem to agree, but she does force a smile. She's like, I'm glad you slept okay.
Hatch notices and just gives Zuri a little pat and says, it's okay, it wasn't the comfiest beds. Right, it's better than the woods, right? And she pauses and realizes that they're on the second floor and they're not touching the ground. She's like, okay, actually, it may be not better than the woods. I see your point. I see your point now.
Zuri just again forces a smile with the tilt of her head as she's just like, no offense to the people who made this. Obviously, they did great. It's just, I don't know. Perhaps I just prefer sleeping more with the trees.
So
I'm not quite used to man-made stuff.
So, Hatch, would you roll me 1d20 to see if you got fleas?
Oh no!
Ugh.
Oh no.
Yeah, you got
1d20
fleas.
flea roll. Oh no!
So,
Just
with that
sits
lovely
down on the ground.
itching problem, we move over to Trifle and Seeker, who are currently trying to wake up Tenko.
Okay. Boop. Hello.
She just her eyes just slowly open up and she asks, "Did someone just touch my face?"
Oh, sorry, I wasn't aware that you didn't like touching. Okay.
Wouldn't the
That's
touch have been like wet? By the way,
It's not wet. Tenko, it is not wet. It's more, tacky.
Well, now you know. I don't like being touched.
Sorry. But today's the day. We gotta get ready.
Very well. What?
Whip.
If there's background noise, we're not hearing it. Chaos.
Yeah.
Okay. But we still
Like,
had
we didn't
we
hear it
still
before,
didn't hear
so
anything.
it's fine. Yeah.
Regardless, so after being rudely awoken, Tenko, you followed them downstairs?
Yes.
Alright. So you three head downstairs, and Zuriel and Hatch, you both ready to head downstairs?
yes.
Hatch, the scritches behind her ear, is like, we probably should head downstairs, right? I mean, maybe we'll get more food.
Maybe. Zuri just kind of stands up and she gives a tired yawn. And then she looks skeptical and she's like, maybe we should not eat what they have here and maybe ask Scraff to make us something later. Because she recalls what happened last night with the food Hatch was given. She's concerned for her friend.
No. Hatch does not ponder this from the angle of, oh no, poison, but instead does ponder this from the angle of, oh, we didn't eat Scraff's food before. Scraff will probably be angry if we keep eating this inn's food. So she nods and agrees. She's like, okay.
Yeah, and Zuri just gives a troubled smile, especially because she doesn't really understand why somebody would want to do that to someone's food, but she still doesn't want to see it happen a second time. But she's too skittish to tell the owner not to do that, so she's just like, she's like, well, that way Scrap doesn't get too upset. We'll have them make us some breakfast later when no one's looking. Okay? Yeah, that sounds good.
Right. Well, in that case, we probably should figure out where we're supposed to go do our questy thing to get money.
Right. Let's go head downstairs then.
Alright. Hatch once again scratches at the back of her ear and then heads on out.
Alright. So, as everyone gathers down in the inn, Tecka, you awaken. You've eaten a lovely breakfast with your family. But, you know, today's the day that you head off on another mission.
Yeah, gotta pay the bills somehow.
Lizzo gives
assume-
you a smile and then gives you a kiss and says, "Milk 'em dead, honey."
I always do. And then she grabs her axe and heads on out.
Alright? So you arrive at the inn. It's bustling and crowded, and there's several people and several clear adventuring groups. But, as always, there's conveniently a table free for everyone.
Yay. Oh, the Minotaur lady is back.
Oh, she's nice.
Yeah. Hello. Trifle waves over.
Tecka hears this and she gives a friendly wave. Like a simple hand wave, nothing too grand.
Yeah. Oh, are you here for the Sphinx quest too? That's what we're doing.
Unless it's to go in for a delivery. That's usually why there's a lot of adventurers here.
Ah.
Some sort of. I mean, it's the closest thing to a job board we have here.
Yeah,
But-
okay.
So, do you guys have a look at your direct competitors?
I would take a glance.
So, there's a couple of people who are solo, but there's two clear groups that you all can see. Group number 1 is the Snobs. A human, a goblin, and an elf who are complaining about dust, they're complaining about the food, and they're just clearly upset with their level of accommodation as well, and they clearly feel this inn is beneath them.
It's high school all over again.
The second group is almost like a family sort of dynamic. There's a Triton who's, making sure all of them eat their vegetables. There's, a human that's, sipping a coffee, reading a newspaper. And then there's the two siblings who are eating and complaining a little bit, but in that, not fully grown sort of way.
There's a bird person over there.
They looked our way at all.
They glanced at you and they're clear. So the Team A, the Snobs, glanced at you and thought and don't see you as any sort of threat. The other team, the dad, glanced over and gave you all a nod as sort of like a, hey, what's up? And then they went back to their coffee and newspaper.
Trifle just waves to anyone who glances over to them. He's friendly.
Tecka
Friendly slime.
Tecka takes a quick glance at Team Snob and just say, "They're going to die. They're clearly not cut out for the real world." And this
That's
isn't
very blunt.
allowed. This isn't allowed. This is like in a whisper, so only the group can hear.
Well, have you considered that this might be a learning experience, and they'll grow and change from this very encounter?
I don't know. It kind of looks like a punishment in their eyes.
Well,
I think it is an opportunity.
you know what they say about discipline? Pretty good. Pretty cool.
I'm guessing they have.
Cool.
I'm guessing they have spare heirs back home when at least one of them dies.
Nobody's gonna die. We're just sharing riddles with a sphinx. It's not gonna be bad.
The door.
Unless there's something more about this there's something you know about this quest that we don't. The secret gives you kind of like an interrogate look.
Does Tecka know well enough what the Sphinx riddles were like in the past? Like, have any of them led to casualties?
Sometimes. The Sphinx isn't really trying to kill anyone, but if someone's, being very stupid, they might die in it. But generally, the Sphinx will, if someone gets too injured to continue, the Sphinx will teleport them out so they can get medical attention and that sort of thing.
Thank goodness Trifle has high intelligence.
The previous Sphinx riddles tend to be a mix of both physical and mental might. There's normally a couple of riddles. There's a little combat section. It's seen as more of a training opportunity for newcomer adventurers rather than something to... Basically, it's easy money, it's an easy task, and it's seen as a really good beginner quest. That's what you know, Tecka.
Okay.
Do you perhaps have a bad feeling?
No, I have a
Well,
good feeling about this, actually.
Well, don't discount on the possibility that anything could go wrong.
Oh, of course.
So,
It's always a
Appreciate the
good
transparency.
yeah.
So, there's a creak, and you all watch as the door opens, and the man you've been waiting for finally steps into the room. The casual conversation that had been going around silences, and a small child is currently being placed down and told to go order themselves something to eat. As Mayor Thaddeus stands up straight and nods in greeting to you all.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Good day to you all. I trust you are all ready for the journey that we are about to undertake.
Yeah.
Aye.
Are there any questions or concerns you have before we begin?
Real quickly, as this is going on, Zuri kind of she has her shawl back over her head, so you can only see her eyes and a little bit of her hair popping out. And she leans over to Hash. She's like, "Is this our mission that we're supposed to do on that paper?"
Catch. Can't read the paper.
Remember the paper was wrapped in a fish. Remember?
The paper's
Oh my
wrapped.
God.
Exactly. She can't read the paper for so many reasons. However, she has noticed that the person who has walked in is also a human, and she kind of just warily glares at them, and then looks at Zuri and says, "I think it might be they're talking about a quest, but I'm gonna keep my eye on them."
Okay.
Sphinx quest.
I have a question. Seeker raises their hand. Hello?
Sorry, I was reading the chat. The mayor looks to you and then gives a nod. Your question?
How dangerous is this? How likely are we to die?
Well, it's only a D rank quest. It's unlikely, but we have had accidents in the past. We will be bringing a medic with us, and they'll be waiting by the entrance. So, should you get any injuries, they'll be taken care of once you give up. So, unless you push yourselves a little too far, it's very unlikely that you're going to die.
You'll be
I see.
fine. I imagine some of the other groups also raise questions.
Yep. So the snobs lift their hand and then they say, I trust there'll be someone to cover travel expenses, right? My horse requires the finest apples. And maybe a pathetic smile that was on their face just sort of freezes in that customer service smile, and it goes, right, yes, we'll be sure to give you our finest apples. And
Room and board.
the other group lifts a hand and says, so what should we expect when we arrive? And Thadik gives a nod, and then he says, so when we arrive, you will be given a place to set up and get yourself situated. Then it will be, you will enter in whatever groups you are in, and you'll go through the trial. The group that goes first will be decided by a random drawing of sticks, so it's all fairly fair and all of that stuff. And the first group to arrive at the end and see the Sphinx wins. After you answer their question, their final quiz.
Got a good feeling about this.
I have a good feeling about this.
So
I have a pretty good intelligence.
he nods to you all and says, as a reminder, there is typically a combat section included in the trial. It's a test of both your mental and physical might. It's a Sphinx dungeon. There's riddles and dungeon,
This will be fun.
Right. So, get your horses, get your equipment. We'll be leaving very shortly. I'm going to take my daughter home and grab my horse, and I will meet you all at the entrance to Radiant Garden.
Hey, so do any of you guys have a horse?
I have not ridden a horse before.
So, and he turns towards your group, and there's this pause as he looks to Hatch and sees the hood pulled down. And there's a stare for a moment, and then he turns to Seeker and says, we'll be going at a walking pace for those who don't have horses, but those who have horses will just have a comfier ride.
Okay, I'm good with walking. It's good to have your exercise in. It's a good warm-up.
And, he glances toward Hatch and says, is, that Raccoon in a group with an adventuring party?
Oh yeah, she's with us.
Okay, and what rank are you?
Well, I'm rank D.
Alright. He gives a nod and then says, I had to ask because most Coon tend to be rank F, and if you're not a high enough rank for the mission, then you can't do the mission. And you all have your adventuring licenses, right? Otherwise, please be sure to get your license at the Adventuring Guild in the town before we leave. You will have an hour to supply up, gear up, get any supplies you want from the stores. Grin's Got Goods has a sale on rope at the moment, I believe. And he once again looks to you, Hatch. And then he turns and says, and calls to his daughter and he says, honey bun, let's go. And little girl with blue eyes hurries to the door holding a bowl of soup and goes, I got soup.
You.
And the two turn and head on out. The
I
door
have my
clicks
license.
closed.
I got my license right here. It's all good.
So, does anyone need rope?
No, I got rope.
That what rope?
You can have my rope. I don't really need it.
Just eyes
Just
go
kidding.
wide.
Alright,
Oh, missed each other. Ah.
there we go.
Rope.
You now have 10 feet of hempen rope.
Ooh.
Wowee.
Rather, it's
Fancy.
50 feet.
Oh.
I think it's 50 feet of hempen rope, but it weighs
jeez.
10 pounds.
I have so much rope now. I can finally achieve my dreams of chasing rope around.
I don't think that's why they give you the rope.
Nah, I know. Ash just smiles and then like, digs into her bag and pulls out the makeshift grappling hook that she'd found in the trash. And just smiles and says, now we have a real grappling hook.
That could be pretty useful that could be pretty useful in the quest.
Oh.
Want to climb up steep cliffs. It'll be a breeze.
I don't know about a breeze, but yeah, that's the end of that sentence.
Okay.
I just thought it looked neat.
Hey, do you guys have adventuring licenses by chance?
Ash kind of flinches, like looks towards her. He's like, "Is that the thing we were supposed to get? I think that's the thing we were supposed to get."
I think.
DM,
Ash nods.
are we like allowed to already have had a license, or do we all have to do we all have to not have one?
So you can
Like-
have one or you cannot have one yet.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we didn't really establish this earlier.
I think
Yeah, I
it most
imagine Rifle
you
already
did
got-
because you needed to show it to get into the inn, remember?
So is it just Hatch that doesn't have one?
Hatch and Zuri.
Okay.
That's why they had to pay for the room.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
why they
that's
got
not
a
good.
separate room.
Well, that's not good. You need adventuring licenses to go on quests like this.
They'll
Otherwise
just
they won't
let you go on them.
That's because I
Right,
already
not.
have a license.
Yeah, we probably should get one of those then. And
No, I
second,
can
we
also
came all
go-
this way, we couldn't even do the darn quest.
Hey, I can help you get your licenses. I know this town.
Well, what do we have to do to get a license?
Oh, it's super easy. We just go to the Adventurers Guild and ask for a license, and they'll give you a license with your name and credentials.
Oh,
They really aren't
Zuri,
picky. It's really more of a verification thing.
A light bulb seems to pop up in Zuri's head as she like makes a oh. And she's like, Adventure Guild. I think I remember reading that in the paper that we wrapped the fish in.
Oh!
What kind of fish was it?
Oh, Zuri very timidly rubbages into her packet, her bag, and then pulls out the paper wrapped fish and holds it up.
Do I know what kind of fish?
I think I might have put that in Hatch's inventory. Yeah.
You put
The
it in
kind
the
of
bag.
fish.
Oh, okay. So Hatch has it. Never mind.
fish.
It's a kind of fresh fish.
I heard people really like cooked fish.
It's quite pungent in its smell, and it's still raw. But it's just, a small river fish, like a
Like a trout
pike.
or
We'll
bass.
go with a pike.
A pike. Okay.
Yeah, if we get some get some oil, get a fire, we could fry this thing up real nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure Trifle would be happy would be more than happy to.
Yes.
Your bag shakes violently.
Zuri quickly grabs her bag and then looks in it like, I know, it's fine, just wait, okay?
Oh my god.
Does anyone else see this?
Did you hide this? Did you try to hide this anyway?
Well, Zuri obviously made a noise. She wasn't being quiet when she basically squeaked when her bag started shaking.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to hide something.
Is that your tiny friend?
Oh, well, she looks a little reluctant at that question. She's like, they are a friend, but, I mean, they're kind of tiny. Then she looks to Hatch and Spear. She's like,
restless about going on this quest. Let's go.
Then she reaches over and like tugs Hatch's cloak, like, I think Scruff wants the fish back.
Oh my god.
Takes her bag and quickly pulls out the paper wrapped fish and hands it back to Zuri.
Alright, you have attained a sorta fresh fish. Not kind
No, the
anymore.
freshness went down.
So, anything else before you guys head out to Radiant Garden? Okay.
Let's see here. Where is it? It's past Grin's Got Goods. You go over in this direction, and then at the crossroads, you take a right. Follow me.
What? Hatch reaches for Zuri's for Zuri and just starts trying to walk after the very energetic slime.
Plasmoid.
The plasmoid.
Tecka heads to the Apothecary?
Yep.
Okay.
For them potions.
Yep, looking for a potion of healing, see how much they cost.
So,
Do we have a healer in this party?
I'm a healer.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but
I'm also slightly a healer as well, too.
So, are you okay if I get to the Apothecary after the Adventure Skills stuff, or should I do the Adventures? Should I do the Apothecary first? What order would you guys like?
Let's go with Tecka first, since they've
Okay.
been waiting patiently.
So, you enter the Apothecary, and it's filled with a thick floral scent, as the entire place is almost completely overgrown, and there's a tree growing out of the center, filling up the glass house with thin flickers of light that reflect off the branches and give the entire place a warm and cozy feeling. Behind the counter that has been carved out of a wooden root that has curved up and sort of been made into a makeshift counter for sales is a small figure that turns around holding a recently finished pot plant. And they quietly stare at you and go, hello. Welcome to the Apothecary.
Yeah, I'm looking for a potion of healing. I'd like to know how much they are today.
Well, normally I do charge quite a bit because the ingredients to get them are rare, but, I know the Sphinx quest is today, and I'm a little worried about all of you. And I mean, your husband plays such lovely music, and so I'll tell you what. I'll give you one on a loan, and you can pay me back later. Does that sound good?
Well, that sounds fine, but how much does it cost?
Normally, a potion of healing costs 50 GP.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I suppose I can go down to 45, but I mean the ingredients are a little rare. I'm sorry. So does this sound okay to you? I can give you it today, and you can pay me back because I know that you've got Lezo in town, so I'm pretty confident you're not gonna run out on me. So do we and they hold up a mothy wing that has little claws on the end and say, do we have a deal?
Well, I'm a Minotaur on my word. And if all goes well, I should have enough to repay one potion of healing. But in the meantime, I can put in for a 10 gold down payment
Oh,
at the very least.
that's lovely. So that'll bring it down to 35 gold that you owe. And I need a paper. And she goes over to one of the trees and literally just pulls some bark off the tree, and then goes to another tree and pulls off a couple of blueberries and squashes them, and then dips the pointy end of of another plant into the blueberry juice, and writes up a small little writ of promise that basically says that you get the potion and they've received 10 gold and you still owe 35.
Okay, so a tab.
Goddamn.
They sign it, and then they offer you the rose pen and say, now if you would just sign this and give me the 10 gold, I will go get the potion for you. And they give a nod, and then they flitter up into the tree and head towards what you realize has a small little tree house in it.
A little paddock.
I'm pretty sure Tecka would have been here before, so
Mm-hmm.
she just waits patiently, places the remainder of her gold down, and as soon as the store owner comes back, she signs her name on the tab, and she goes, "Nice doing business with you. I'll pay as soon as I get the money."
Yes. Well, you don't have to rush. Like I said, it's, as long as you pay, once you get the money, that'd be great. And, she, rolls up the paper and takes the money and puts it into another tree. She puts it into a potted plant. A Venus flytrap that closes around the money. And then, they offer you the potion of healing.
And Tecka takes the potion of healing.
So it's 1d4 plus 2.
Wow.
No, it's 2d4 plus 2, sorry.
Wow.
But yeah. Is that all you wanted to do with the apothecary?
Yep. And once Tecka's done, she'll meet with the others at the Adventurers Guild. At this point, Tecka figures she'd join up with that group, kind of like when you're that one kid in class that doesn't really, raise their hand to like join groups until everyone is almost situated and you're like the last to pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So, you enter the building, and it's mostly made of wood, with a few little notice boards showing mostly F and D tier missions. The sort of things that, like taking care of a rat problem, very beginner missions. And behind the desk is this older looking human with curly hair and some rimmed beady glasses. And as the bell chimes on the door, they put the bookmark in their book, close it, and rise, and then they see you've got a Coon. And the human pauses for a moment and then looks to the rest of you and says, "Well, hello. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How can I help you?"
Hello. Hello again. It's me, Trifle. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We got 2 new people here in need of adventurers licenses.
For the Sphinx quest, is that correct?
Yee.
Alright,
The very same.
who are the 2 that need these licenses?
That would be these 2 over here. She points over to Hatch and Zuriel.
Now
So you have to shrink in on herself.
Hatch still has their hood down, so it's pretty obvious they're a Coon. And the lady is quite an older woman, and there's just this disgruntled sigh as she says, "I still don't understand why they changed the ruling to allow it, but very well, I've got a job to do." And she reaches under the desk and pulls out 2 adventuring forms to fill out, registration forms to fill out, and offers them to you and says, "Please fill these out. There's 2 pens over by the desk there, and once you're done, I will print you out your adventurer certifications."
Hatch walks up. Hatch takes a look at the form. He
I can
just
help
kind
with
of
that.
narrows her eyes at it.
I can help you with that if you want.
She nods, hands it over to Trifle.
What about you, Zuri? Are you okay?
She looks very, very concerned, but
Do you need help?
She doesn't answer, but she does give a curt nod underneath her hood. Her best colored eyes is looking up under the hood, very, very.
Seeker goes over to help Zuri with her form.
Alright, so, Hatch, I'm assuming you're gonna ask someone for help because you can't write.
Yeah,
Trifle
Trifle
is
is
offered.
Yeah, Trifle, yeah.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go through these and I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and this is gonna be basically what you write down, yeah?
Okay.
So, first things first, name.
Hatch.
Species.
I'm a raccoon.
Coon. Okay.
Age.
And she pulls out her paws and starts counting. 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 years. Okay.
Alright. Gender.
I'm a girl.
Girl.
Male.
Orientation. I'm joking.
Do we have one of those?
Oh my god, bro. You can't ask that in current year.
So, next question. Do you have any adventuring experience or anyone who can vouch for you as an adventurer? If so, please list their name and what their rank is.
I've lived in the wild for a bit. That's an adventure.
So what do you write down, Trifle?
I'll put down no.
Alright.
You can't put Zuri.
Alright. There's a small little checkbox, and please tick this if you filled this application out if someone else filled the application out instead of the person.
Oh,
Oh no.
I should probably check that, shouldn't I?
Alright, the second checkbox says please tick this checkbox if the applicant is a coon.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Alright. Then there's two boxes at the end. There's three boxes, sorry. There's the signature for the applicant, the signature for the signee, aka you, and the signature for the guild, which you don't fill out.
Trifle puts down their signature and hands the pen over to Hatch. You gotta do like a fancy mark that symbolizes who you are. That's what a signature is.
Oh,
It can
Hatch.
be anything from like a paw print or something.
Hatch considers this deeply and then nods and puts down 3 slashes that almost look like claw marks. And she smiles proudly.
Okay. That'll be your signature from now on.
yippee!
Really cool. I like it.
Thank you.
So you
You
sign?
like puffs your chest out a little bit.
And Trifle does shine. There's a lot of loop-de-loops with their name.
Okay. Next up, we have Zuriel. Name?
What's your name, Zuriel?
Zuriel? What?
Species.
I
How do you
can
spell
also-
that?
Only
I can also go by Zuri too.
Right?
Well,
So,
should probably put Zuriel.
guys, please. All right, next field. Species.
Zuriel opens and closes her mouth because she doesn't know how to answer that.
What is Zuriel anyway?
Well, you guys haven't really gotten a good view of Zuriel, remember?
Nope.
You just
Yeah,
know they
we
have
did that.
eyes.
Real quickly, Zuriel doesn't know, and then she holds up a finger and says, "One moment," and then kind of like pulls her hood down closer and like looks into her bag, and she starts to whisper into it.
All right. The figure whispers back. Just say you're human.
Oh.
Or elf.
She immediately looks up to
Or elf.
the pretty Dragonborn and says, "Oh, I'm human." She's definitely not
Sure.
confident when she said it, but she said it.
With the knife ears?
Seeker
can't
gives
see.
you like a wink and then writes human.
You can't see
Zuri
the
just-
ears. There, put it.
Yeah, even though my token that doesn't show the hood, Zuri's head has been covered this entire time. The shawl that she has around her shoulders is actually up over her head. So, her ears, but besides maybe like a little bit of color of her skin, a little bit of her hair peeking out, you've only really ever seen her face and a little bit of her freckles.
So, age? How old are you,
Zuri?
Zuri?
Zuri again looks tongue-tied as she just like she really looks at her fingers, she counts her quickly, like oh my god. Yeah. And then she holds up a finger again, like another in a one more second, and then goes back to her bag.
You're 1 year younger than Hatch, if I recall.
You're 12.
So she looks up and she's like 12.
It's really young. Dang.
I think we decided that because you guys like the idea of Hatch being the older sister.
I know, really, huh?
So, you fill out the rest of the form with ease, and you bring them to the counter where the lady looks them over, they click a bit in disapproval at the Coon, and then they take them both and put them in 2 separate piles. One for Zuri, one for Hatch. And then they reach under the desk and pull out 2 little cards, which they fill in with information. And then they use this little bit of a lacquer to make the cards more firm and water resistant. And then they hand you both your cards. Hatch, your card has a big fat F on it. Zuri, your card has a small D on it.
Oh, they gave me a big thing. That means I'm special.
Zuri looks to the F in concern and then looks to her D. This is kind of new to her, but she does remember the order of the alphabet, so she kind of wonders a little bit. She's like, yeah, it's fine. Although, and then she scratches her head she scratches like her hood a little bit and pulls it down a little bit more. And she's like, I'm not entirely sure. I know what these are letters, but I'm not entirely sure what they mean.
Oh, that denotes your rank.
Rank?
So the lady gives a nod and says, yes, this is your rank for your adventurer. And they pull out a scroll and they unroll it and show you it.
Hatch, unable to read any of this, simply sits with her chest puffed out and looks at the lady with admittedly a bit of, like, surprise in her as she just smiles and says,
Yeah, I never thought that I would actually ever meet a human who would understand my greatness. They gave me the biggest one.
Says that F rank is the lowest.
But just looks at Tribal, but it's big. They wouldn't make the lowest one the biggest one.
Zuri looks a little confused, and then she goes over to, I guess, the counter, and she's like, I think I need to be the same rank as my friend, please.
You want to willingly start at a lower rank?
I mean, she glances to Hatch and looks up timidly from over the counter. She's like, "We're kind of a team, so
You are
Hatch."
Go on.
We're kind of a team, so I need to be the same as my friend, don't I?
Not at all. If anything, you being the higher rank means you have access to more variety of missions. But if you really want and they offer a hand, I will instate you as an F rank.
So do be aware that if you do this, you won't be able to do the The Sphinx quest.
They can because you guys are D in a voucher.
Oh, never mind.
Story plot, or no, what do you call it? Plot armor.
No, it's just
Yay.
how it works. Higher ranks can vouch for lower ranks to allow them onto missions they wouldn't normally be allowed on.
Hatch takes a breath and actually goes up to Zuri with a bit of a pout on her face and says, "No." And she actually looks somewhat upset about that. Not necessarily just because she's figured out that they gave her the worst rank, but because admittedly a bit of her pride is wounded that, Zuri's going to belittle herself to come down to Hatch's level. And she kind of just looks at Zuri and is like, "No, Zuri, you are strong and amazing, and I will let them treat me badly, but I'm not gonna let them treat you badly." And she just puffs out her cheeks and she looks at the human behind the counter and says, "You are not going to hurt my friend."
The lady looks at you and just says, "I'm going to be honest, little... No, I don't think you even deserve that word. I'm gonna be honest, vermin. If I had it my way, you wouldn't be allowed to be an adventurer at all."
And she just
Zuri?
frowns.
Zuri frowns too.
The
That's not
fact
very
you're being
nice.
allowed to join adventurers and potentially rank up to gain status far beyond what your status should allow is an offense to everything I stand for. So you either take
That
that
shit is-
F or don't become an adventurer at all.
Hatch just glares daggers at this lady and grumbles under her breath of just like, "Yeah, no, humans don't like us." And she looks and says, "I'm not saying I don't want my F. I'm saying you're not going to give Zuri an F.
But
I'll take whatever stupid rank you give me."
She leans back and then says, "I'm afraid, Coon, that's not your decision to make." And she looks to Zuri. It's your choice.
Zuri. Oh. What was that? Sorry, thought I heard something. Zuri kind of now seems to frown, upset at the lady over the counter, but then turns and her gaze softens as she looks at Hatch. She's like, "Hatch, but we're supposed to do this together, though."
We can still
Are you
do
sh-
that together.
But I don't like how they're treating you.
Hatch looks at Zuri and her gaze softens a bit. She's like, "Don't worry, Zuri. They're always going to treat me cruddy. But at least I have a chance to show them and prove that I'm better than them." And she kind of smiles. She says, "I don't want them belittling you, though. You're my Zuri. I can't be having them giving you some stupid F rank."
So, I just wanted to... My mic cut out and you didn't hear it, but, the lady when you said you wanted to prove you're better than them went...
And that's when Tecka steps up.
sorry.
And that's when Tecka steps up and clears her throat at the receptionist. If you're done, can we move it along? We're on a tight schedule, and we really don't want this gestures to everything to slow everything down.
I'm finished on my end, unless they want to change their rank. And she looks back to Zuri.
Zuri looks conflicted, but she can tell that Hatch is trying to be nice to her, and in her way doesn't want to also like step over her pride as well too, for the fact that she stood up for herself that way. So she just frowns up at the receptionist, still very timid, but in her own dirty way that she can to look upset. And she's like, I'll just keep it the way it is.
Great. Then, if that's all, I've got an autobiography to read on the murders of Jack the Killer.
Hatch just gives a successful but also angry little chitter at the lady and then turns around and says, "Come on, Zuri, let's get out of here." And pulls up her hood.
Oh, look, they can speak.
Hatch's ear twitches and she snaps her head back around.
Let it go, Hatch.
Don't come back now.
Won't. She grumbles and turns away.
The older
I'm sorry you had to
lady
go through that.
gives Tecka a bow and then says, if you don't have any business. Do you have business, Tecka?
Tecka does her thing for the Sphinx thing that she's setting up, and then she lifts her axe. You're lucky I'm in a good mood today. And I'd like to intimidate
Oh my god, bro.
Really? You sure?
Yes, please.
Check out fighting for the rats again.
So
Let her do it to be funny.
So I just want to clarify that you don't have to fill out anything. They had to fill out something because they weren't technically adventurers yet. Just want to clarify that. Anyway, the lady looks to you, and they just lift an eyebrow, and then they grab their book and move to sit back down and say, sure thing, honey, sure thing. And they just open their book and put their bookmark down and go, now let's see that gruesome murder.
One of these days I'm gonna roll high enough to scare someone to pee their pants. Because I'm not being a very intimidating barbarian.
I'm sorry,
One day,
but
Tecka,
the
one day.
Adventure Guild lady has seen many, many intimidating people. Sorry,
Oh, man.
I spoke over you, Hatch.
You're good, don't worry.
Once we're outside, Drapple goes over to Hatch. I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Just
You know-
bristling.
I wouldn't pay people like that too much mind. The way I see it, they won't get to enjoy the full beauty of this world if they have so many preconceptions.
Just puffs out her cheeks and she's like, I'm used to it. I know that the humans hate us. We don't exactly
hate you.
like them either.
I don't hate you.
Twitches. She looks at Trifle and she looks Trifle up and down. She's like, wait, you're human?
I went to a human school.
She just stares.
That's interesting. What was that like?
What?
Trifle, you
Yeah,
were
that's how I
asked what
learned.
was it like?
What was
Yeah,
it
you're
like?
human school.
Oh, it was pretty neat. We got to learn all sorts of things. Like alchemy. I was in an alchemy class.
Ah,
It's actually
Yeah,
where
sometimes-
I got this. They pull out a borrowed book on the subject of my current study, which is in my inventory. It's a cookbook.
you know, sometimes I wonder if if maybe I shouldn't have dropped out.
Although we did have to do a little bit of horse stuff, you know, with the dragons. I didn't actually get to kill any of them, but
What?
no, it's not like that. I was a medic.
Just take several stages back. She's like, you were killing dragons?
No, I was healing humans. If anything, the dragons were trying to kill me.
Tenko, you've been quiet for a long time. I just want to make sure you're good. Andy?
Okay, good, I'm not muted. Tenko isn't there.
What are you doing then?
She's at the rendezvous with the other groups waiting for all of you.
Okay. I just wanted to check on you in that case. Fair enough. I will move you over.
If she were there, she would have words for the woman for the way she's talking down to Hatch.
It's
The
just
adventure goes later.
you said you were following the group earlier. That's why I got that's why. Anyway, sorry for interrupting. Hatch and Zuri, you may continue now.
just backed away from Trifle, just in complete shock, and admittedly there's some like horror on her face as she's like looking at this little bitty plasmoid who has apparently fought dragons and healed humans.
So you fought so I mean, not directly, but I guess you technically fought against the dragons. I hope I didn't give you too much of a fright when you saw me.
Yeah, I was contractually obligated to fight in the war, technically, if I wanted to get into the school.
And just like that, I think I feel affirmed in my decisions.
Hatch lets out a breath and is like, "Oh, okay, so the school forced you to fight against dragons and heal humans to go in?"
Yeah. That's what they did.
She slowly walks back over and puts like a paw on Trifle's shoulder. It's like, I am so sorry for you.
Oh, that's okay.
No, it's really not okay. She just walks back looking a bit shell-shocked. She's learned things today.
Zitty looks concerned, more so at the fact that someone or that there was a fight with killing dragons, and she's like, yeah, you didn't happen to see like a big black dragon, would you?
Trifle is going to try and remember if they spotted anything like that.
Roll me a history.
History.
Hellstory.
18.
Okay.
Yo!
You did actually see a large black dragon. They flew over one of the encampments and breathed, I believe it's acid that they breathe.
Yeah, it's acid.
And breathed acid and basically decimated an entire force before heading back. And this was basically, you guys had just started to win at that front, and then that dragon came in and basically screwed up the whole offensive, and all the commanders were really unhappy and really annoyed with it, and they even said, "Darn it, it's that Aneth again."
Aneth. Okay. As a matter of fact, I think I did, but it was a really long time ago.
Zitty seems very interested in this as she steps a little more closer to you, like wanting to hear more, and she's like, were they okay? Did they do anything?
I believe their name was Aneth. And last I remember, they completely decimated an entire front with acid breath. It wasn't pretty.
Acid. That's a horrible way to go.
Oh yeah.
For a brief moment, Zoody's eyes seem to widen and for a second, she looks like she has a expression of relief and also familiarity. And suddenly her hood shifts. Like weirdly, it just shifts on its own. Like there was no breeze on it. They just shift, and then she looks panicked for a second, and then grabs her hood and like holds it closer to her face. And she's like, "Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me that." And she just holds her hood tight.
You okay?
She squeaks with a very weary smile on her face.
The door opens and the old lady pokes their head out and says, "You guys are gonna miss the group leaving. It's already midday, you know."
Oh.
So
Sorry
you
about
just
that. We'll get a move on. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Yes, please. The stench is starting to stink up, and the door closes.
Have fun with your boring life. The secret just says this as they're leaving.
We'll talk as we go. Let's go.
Tenko.
Zuri just continues to hold her cloak close to her face, but her underneath the cloak, she does give a sigh with a content smile at hearing what Trifle told her.
So
I should. It's like nothing against dragons or anything.
Nothing against dragon.
Nothing against dragons. I'm just doing my job.
So
Basically got drafted.
Yeah.
yeah, so if you go to the academy, you have to basically do 2 years of service to the military.
And Tribal has done 2 years.
With that said,
And only recently.
Yes. So, Tenko, you have been waiting, watching the snobs and the family values do their stuff. The group still hasn't arrived yet, but you find to move your tokens over, and you hear a voice speak to you. You're so boring.
I hear a what?
You hear a voice speaking to you.
So Tenko opens her eyes and looks around to see where the voice came from.
It came from nowhere. It came from in your head.
Oh my god.
Great. Now I'm hearing things.
You really don't remember me. I'd be hurt if you didn't have memory loss.
If you know my situation, then why address me as if I'm supposed to know you?
Oh, you don't remember me at all. Don't you remember the deal we made? It's Shield.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
It's Shield.
Shield?
I offered to help you regain your memories, remember?
How long ago was this?
They just give a laugh and say, "Look, check your pockets."
She does so.
And you pull out a small jar with a figure sitting in it. No memory of this at all?
if you claim to know me, then you understand I remember nothing from before or the human army. He woke me from my slumber.
Okay. So, I'm Shield. It's nice to meet you. And that's Fluffkin. Think of them as a sort of like a helper, yeah? You can ask them questions and they'll help you do well you gotta they'll help fill you in on what you've forgotten about our little deal, right?
Will they be able to give me what I seek?
Well, they won't, but I'll be able to. I mean, you really don't remember me.
As I have said, remember not I remember nothing save for the year I wasted aiding the humans.
I'm you from the future.
What?
You really expect me to believe that?
Well, I'll tell you what. You don't need to believe me, because I'll give you a little treat tonight to prove it when you go to sleep.
Well, you shall. I think I suppose I won't have a choice in the matter whether I see this treat or not.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in on you because you haven't done any of the. You've got the piece of paper, right, in your pocket? The one with the list of objectives?
She checks her pockets again.
There's a small slip of paper which lists a couple of things and a word above them. For example, one says, help someone out without being asked. And another says, cause someone to get injured.
Was that list supposed to show up on my screen? Because I'm not seeing it.
Scroll
As
down.
in, like, was it meant to be a handout?
Okay, here it is.
You can ask the Fluffkin for all the details later. AKA, you can ask Fluffkin to tell you the details that are in that handout. But you should really start working on those objectives of yours.
I suppose next you're going to tell me that all the things I've done on aiding the human army amount to nothing on this matter.
Well, no, you were working hard to get your... Oh no. You've forgotten, haven't you? Well, I guess yes, it was for nothing. And
Just
at that...
when I thought all that fighting I did amounted to something.
Well, I mean, it was very entertaining.
My tenure tenure with the human army, aiding the human army against the dragons, and it was not for your entertainment.
Well, no, not for my entertainment. I'm here to help you, remember? You've got a big destiny to fulfill.
If this destiny of mine were so important, why can I not remember it?
Because the gods are trying to stop you.
Is it these so-called gods that are also responsible for the sleep I was found in?
You would have to pay for that information. I'm sorry I cannot share anymore. I'm really tired. I'll see you tonight.
I hope you look forward to it, because I won't.
Well, I don't look forward to it either. And with that, the rest of the group rejoins you.
Hi,
You see,
Tecka. Hi.
You see,
Hello.
Seeker gives you like a very like jovial wave, and they're like, they just call out, "Hey, sorry for keeping you waiting, rude lady. I mean, Tenko.
You've all certainly taken your time.
Yeah, sorry, the secretary was being very mean to Hatch.
Oh, lovely. More worthless prejudice.
Eh,
It truly is such a waste of time to have such preconceptions, isn't it?
oh well.
I suppose whoever was there is very lucky. I suppose that means whoever this person was is very lucky I wasn't there. Otherwise, I would have killed them.
Oh, that wouldn't do well with the Adventurers Guild. Please don't kill people because they are being mean to other people.
I appreciate the energy, but like that probably cause a lot of problems for us.
Yeah. We can't really change their minds about Coon, sadly.
I mean,
But
I
it doesn't
believe
really matter.
it's plenty possible. It's just very difficult.
Yeah. But nevertheless, Zuri and Hatch got their adventurer's license. We're good to go.
So,
Well,
Did you make friends while we were gone?
Zuri looks nervous. She's like, well. And then she looks up to both. Well, not. She looked questioning Trifle because Trifle's kind of straightforward like that. But she does look at the other. She's like, why did you? Or looked at the pretty Dragonborn and is like, why did you want to help us?
Me? I don't really need a reason. I don't think.
You don't?
I mean, it's a new experience.
I like how
I haven't really worked in a team before. I've, not done that. So,
Yeah.
and I like to try new things. So I'd like to give teamwork a try.
What about friendship?
Um,
Can we be friends?
Oh.
I'll think about it.
Okay, I understand. Friendship takes time.
Well, I need to figure out how that works first. I don't really know.
Like a slow simmer.
that a cooking analogy?
Yeah.
I like it. I'll think about I'll think about it from that perspective.
It's no good if a cake is half baked.
No, I think you like get poisoned by that. I'm pretty sure.
Speaking
it just
of,
gets
we
to
should
be
probably
gooey.
cook this and head on forth.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it's about time you saw the lumbering giant of a Minotaur walking behind you.
Are you going to join us, Miss Minotaur?
I was gonna ask, mind if I join you?
Yes, more friends.
I've been in adventuring for a while. Well, and seeing how most of you are looking a little green, I figure that I could lend my muscle to help you.
Ooh. Yeah, you look really big and strong. That would be greatly appreciated.
Muscle's very good to have in an adventure.
Especially since I don't have any muscles. Or
Yeah,
bones,
like-
for that matter.
So sometimes you're in the wild, you're in the wilderness, and you just like see like a really scary like beast, and you're like, I can't fight it. I have to leave. I have to go somewhere else. And that sucks.
Hey, what's your name? I'm Trifle.
The name's Tecka. Tecka Stronghorn, at your service.
Tecka, nice to meet you.
The strong one has strong in them.
So, are you guys ready to move on?
Yeet. Let's
Indeed.
go to adventure.
Alright. So, you guys begin your journey. It takes you a little bit to catch up with the rest of the group, but it's only a day's journey to the dungeon.
Take a point of rations off.
And you guys all set up camp for the night just outside it. Tomorrow you will be going in and doing the dungeon, but for tonight you're all sitting around a campfire. Most of the groups are off, cooking their own meals. The mayor's got their own meal as well. And you guys are just allowed to do your own stuff.
So we really,
Okay.
I was gonna say, can we cook the fish, or is there some secret reason we can't cook the fish? Secret necessary.
Hatch?
There is a secret that, yeah, Zuri's gonna say no.
Damn.
I mean, you can ask her, but she's gonna have to ask somebody else first.
Oh, okay.
Really hungry for fish now. I'm really in the mood for fish now. Like,
We were just at Radiant Garden when there was a big lake over there.
you suggesting we fish?
There is a river here.
Do any of you know how to fish?
Hmm.
Hatch?
Well, I had my fair share, but since I rarely come across a fishing pole, I tend to try and catch with my bare hands.
Hatch?
Hatch is quietly thinking about things, actually. A little bit distracted.
Yeah, well, at least we have these rations. They're not as good as like fish but it's something.
Zuri kind of looks to Hatch and looks over to the others with a bit of a timid look. She's like, "Well, me and Hatch are kind of used to camping and being outside a lot. I mean, especially me. I kind of prefer being out in nature anyway. Makes me feel a little bit more closer to my parents."
I like nature too. I've never been one for like structure. I don't like being governed by a law.
For me, it depends on the environment, really. It's like, if we're going straight into a desert, I am not surviving there.
Oh yeah, deserts are awful.
Deserts are awful.
But get me into like a nice tundra. I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy.
Oh, tundras will make me freeze.
Wear a jacket.
Pardon?
Wear something. Wear something. Why am I big?
Oh,
Shush.
the camp. We're at camp.
Camp.
Mm.
There we go.
Where are you guys
But
going?
yeah,
I'll be honest, I forgot to prepare the camp map. It was on my to-do list, but then I forgot my to-do list, so this is only temporary and I'll have a proper camp map soon.
Did you
Okay.
speedrun this map just now?
Yes.
it's green. Very green.
I'm sorry, I was supposed to prepare it, but it slipped my mind. There was a lot going on. You know, Christmas.
Yeah. It's fine.
Anyway,
But say, what about you, Tenko? Do you like nature?
Oh, Tenko. Andy.
Huh?
You were
Do you
just
like
asking-
nature?
Sorry, what was the question?
Do you like nature?
I do find it more pleasant than people more often than not.
I like, you're really growing on me.
That makes one of us.
You know what? I'm going to go forage around for something. Be right back.
so Hatch and Zuri, are you gonna head off on your own to go and cook that fish?
Zuri does kind of tug softly at Hatch's cloak to get their attention, and was like, I think Scraft's getting restless. We better go let them cook the fish before they get upset.
Hatch
she's like,
flushes a bit at the sudden contact, and then just turns around and goes, oh, right. And she gets up.
Yeah, and then she whispers like, I think they're still upset about the soup thing, so we better let them make a meal before they get mad that we skipped so many meals today.
Hatch gives a very concealed, like, half laugh at that, and then nods.
So Zuri and Hatch head off to take care of some dinner. Trifle, you may roll your little search. You only get the one because, again, you're just foraging.
Foraging for anything that looks even remotely edible.
Okay.
It would just be an investigation, wouldn't it?
You've got a kit for it. Remember?
Yeah. Herbalism. Let's go. It's a 12.
You find a mushroom.
kind of
Mushroom.
You know, a brown one that you know is pretty edible.
Ooh, I like this one. I'm gonna make mushroom stew with this and the other
Alright.
mushroom.
So you go back and cook for everyone else?
Who likes mushrooms? We're making mushroom stew.
Do you need any other ingredients? Do you need like honey, oil?
No, I got milk.
Mayonnaise?
Oh, what kind of mushroom did you find?
Oh, I found this one. There's a brown one.
Is it edible?
DM, could we tell what kind of mushroom it is?
Yeah, it's just a common brown mushroom, you know?
Okay, so it's
Common.
edible.
Yes.
It is edible. I also have this, and they take out the mysterious mushroom.
Does it look dangerous at all?
No. It's also edible. You bought it at the, you know, food section.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Trifle is going to cook.
while Trifle is cooking you for a lovely meal, Zuri and Hatch, your fish is prepared and cooked. And the familiar figure of Scraft is grumpily complaining about the quality of the food that you guys have had the past day or so. They didn't even
Zuri
use
just kind
good poison for you. They used rat poison. That was barely any flavor. If they're going to give you poison, they could have at least, you know, added a little more spice.
Why does it sound?
If you got something to say, Tecka, say it in the chat. Go on, Hatch.
The Hatch kind of raises her head a bit and just smirks at that. Normally she would have joined in with a bit of witty banter, but she's actually somewhat focused on the fish.
Zuri just looks both apologetic but also concerned to her little buddy. She's like, well, I mean, we were trying to like blend in, so we tried to eat the food they prepared, but I didn't know that they would not like Hatch like I did.
Hatch kind of raises her head at that and then just tilts it and goes, Zuri, I'm kind of wondering, how did you not know that they would treat me like that?
I mean, she kind of just shrugs a bit. I wasn't really allowed to go into the villages or the homes without, well, you remember who. So I never really saw a whole lot of, like, the people or the humans around. I was just supposed to go to one place, keep my head hidden and not look at anything, and then leave. So I never really paid attention to, like, people. And, well, to be fair, you're the first Coon I ever met.
Hatch kind of sits on that information for a second. And then, like, a slightly puzzled and troubled look comes over her face as she just contemplates different things that she has heard throughout the day. And she kind of seems to sit on wanting to say something, but it doesn't quite come out.
Zuri does kind of see the conflicting look on her friend's face, and she tilts her head, concerned, and she's like, I mean, is it a bad thing that I didn't really care that you were a coon? You treated me nicely. You talked to me normal. You didn't really care about my well. And she kind of like pulls her shawl a little more closer nearby her neck. Not only that, but you were fun to talk to. So I didn't really care if you were a talking coon. I mean, I've seen like raccoons in the wild, but you were the first one I ever saw that talked and acted like me.
Hatch does give a little bit of a smile at that, though she also looks almost a bit pensive. And she turns her head and she almost looks back towards where they came from, where the rest of the group is. And she kind of tries to gauge if they are far enough away for the others not to hear.
If you're worried, I can put up a little barrier.
Hatch looks over at their little friend and then actually does give a nod.
They nod for a moment and then they mumble something and their eyes close and then they open them and then give a nod and say, I have changed the direction of the wind.
Oh.
Now, any sound will travel towards us rather than towards them.
Hatch's eyes widen a bit in, like, admittedly awe. She just looks at Scrappy and just goes, you are so cool.
I am pretty amazing, yes.
Tail wags a bit. And she just takes a breath and then lets out almost like... She lets out a breath that she had been holding as she relaxes a little bit, but still looks to Zuriel kind of curiously, and she goes, no, I was just kind of like wondering, because, I mean, so Zuri, like, you know a lot of stuff, but then there's a lot of stuff that you kind of don't know, and then there was like the whole talk earlier about like humans and that whole academy and fighting dragons, and it seemed like you kind of knew a little bit, and like, and she kind of pauses and actually does get a bit more serious and just goes, sorry, how much do you know about like dragons?
She looks reluctant for a moment, but then this is also Hatch. This is her friend, the person that has that kind of, you know, the first person that's close to her age that, you know, she knows she can trust like that. So Zuri just kind of sighs softly and decides to move her shawl down. So that way it now reveals the rest of the head of her hair, her pointed ears, as well as little wings that are blue wings that are sticking out from behind the back of her neck. They flap softly a little bit and then curl around her neck as she looks a little timidly, but also like weary to Hatch. Not like in a scared way, but more so just concerned on what she's about to tell her and how she's gonna take it. Oh. Sorry, one sec, guys. I got a text.
No worries.
Oh, okay. I'm good. I can text him back later. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. What was that again? What was I gonna say?
You curled your wings around your neck.
But what was Hatch's question again?
Dragons. She wants to know how Zuri knows so much about like dragons and stuff.
She looks to Hatch carefully and she's like, my mom is, well, one of my moms is very keen on nature and the creatures as well too. And well, let's say that I know a dragon. He's actually kinda in a way, well, he is, but he is someone that I call my uncle, he says with a weary smile.
Hatch Hatch's reaction to that actually is, she somewhat falls over, but then, like, scrambles back up and looks at you with, like, big wide eyes and a wagging tail. She just goes, wait, you have a dragon uncle.
I mean, we're not exactly related by blood, but he liked that I called him uncle. He actually preferred it. He was also on my first, well, let's call it, he took me on my first flight.
Just stares at you, like, eyes wide. You flown on a dragon?
Diddy actually perks up at this, and she gives an excited nod with a bright smile as she recalls the memory with her mother. She's like, "Yeah, my nana, one of my mothers, took me on a flight with a black dragon. And in fact, actually, it was it was the same dragon that Trifle was talking about, actually, which I think is really interesting and a very unplanned coincidence."
Oh my gosh. Hatch. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's okay.
She does look a little sad. She's like, "I wasn't really aware that my uncle was a part of a war, though. This is the first I've heard of that. But I'm not entirely sure if this was like before the last time I saw him or after. But she kind of looks down a little bit. My mothers and my guardians protected me very well, so a lot of the outside stuff besides what they taught me, I'm not that aware of."
Oh. Hatch gives an understanding nod, says, that makes sense. And she kind of turns around and walks back and gives, like, another very understanding nod as she murmurs something somewhat under her breath.
Zuri looks a little concerned now, seeing Hatch mumble to herself. She's afraid maybe she spoke too much. She's like, "I mean, I'm still your friend, regardless of the fact that I know a dragon. I mean, if that's, well, maybe I shouldn't say that to anybody else but you, though, because I didn't know there was a war with dragons, and apparently the dragons were the bad guys, but I swear my uncle's usually a very nice person."
Hatch laughs, an affectionate, understanding laugh, and she just shakes her head and says, no, that's not what I was trying to say, Zuri. And she comes up to you with, like, the most hopeful and grateful look as she actually grabs your two hands and just smiles proudly and smugly as she just says to you, I get it now. You don't know a whole lot of things. Trust me, though, I get where you're coming from. And she puffs her little chest out and smirks as she just says, after all, raccoons are dragons.
Now it's Zuri's turn to look like wide-eyed and surprised as the little wings on her neck start to flap softly. In her, like, sudden interest, she's like, "Wait, they are?"
Hatch gives a nod and says, why do you think humans hate us so much?
Well, she tilts her head though, and she asks, not as like a condescending way, but legit curious. She's like, "But that dragon, that pretty dragon lady looks kind of more like a dragon. How? I mean," and then she looks you up and down curiously. Is like, "Are you supposed to look like her, or is this how real dragons are supposed to look?"
No, you know how, like, dragons come in a bunch of different colors and stuff? Like, you saw a black one, but there's also, like, green ones and stuff? Yeah, the raccoons are dragons. We just look like this. I'm gonna get my wings eventually. I already have my claws.
So, and Hatch lifts up their hand, and what is a furry paw suddenly spikes out into these green claws.
Yeah, Zuri gasps in awe as she reaches out softly and looks Hatch's claw up and down, like, "Oh my goodness, you're right."
Yeah, exactly. See?
I wonder if you might be related to my Uncle Ant then.
Dunno. I think I've seen a black dragon before, but we weren't super duper close.
She kind of like nods in understanding, and then she gives Hatch her claw back, and then looks a little concerned. She's like, "So, I may not be able to like tell you a lot of stuff right now, Hatch, and I apologize, because I'm more going for what my guardians usually tell me, and that is to be careful how much I reveal." But, and then she looks to her like very concerned, and like looks like she's about to cry. She's like, "I really do consider you my friend, though, and I would like for us to continue going together, because my mothers are very busy, and I don't know what they're doing or where they're at, and you're all I kind of have right now."
Wow, that's right. That's rude. I'm right here with your meals.
I'm sorry. She immediately starts to look frantic as she waves her hands while she's like sweating profusely. "I have you too, I promise."
Hatch, Scraft hands you both your halves of the fish with, little veggies on the side, and just gives a chuckle and says, "You can relax. This Coon right here," and they point to Hatch, "they're on the level. They got the thumbs up."
Okay, good.
I don't have thumbs, but, if I had thumbs, they'd be thumbing up.
Okay. Zuri looks a little bit more calmer now, as her little wings kind of unfurl again or from around. Whenever she gets nervous, her wings kind of like close in on her neck and her face. But when she starts to relax, they kind of just settle behind. They spread out a little bit more, and they settle behind her, so more of her face is seen. And then she looks to Hatch, and she's like, "I've always been told that I need to hide and not tell everybody about, well," and then she softly and timidly flaps little wings on her neck. And she's like, "After what happened before, well, I just am following what I was told to do, and that is to not tell anybody, but I trust you, Hatch. You're my first real friend and somebody that was allowed into the domain that my mother's made me, so I know you'll keep my secret." And she gives a determined, timid look. She's like, "I'll try to help defend you from people who are mean to you."
Dad gives a smile and then nods and says, "Don't worry about it, Zuri. I won't tell anybody your secret. After all, you're related to dragons too, which means we're both kinda siblings through dragon relation."
Association.
Dragon sister.
And so?
Zuri actually looks surprised. She's like, and she like whimpers for a minute, like she's like, because she's never had a sister before, and she just nods up and down excitedly with a teary-eyed smile.
And so, as you guys have your meal finally, as Scraft practically shoves it in your faces and says, "Just eat it already, you two." We go back over to the other party, who are catching...
Drinking.
You catch about 2 fish. Not bad. And you have a lovely meal. And you guys can talk verbally if you want.
Yeah. Trifle is busy cooking. It tries the wine from Seeker's alchemy jug.
Perhaps perhaps the dryness is something you could study. Maybe you could figure out.
I can't really taste anything, but ooh. Oh yeah. I can feel it kind of.
Light. It's trifle light.
That's up to Trifle.
I can definitely feel something. It's a.
So,
It was just like a shot, so.
right.
Yeah.
Tenko, do you head to bed after you've eaten?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, is everyone else once everyone else is asleep, she does do something.
All right. Well, does anyone have anything too important that they want to do before you guys head to bed?
Not really. Trifle is just cooking soup.
All right. Zuriel and Hatch, you both eat well, and then you struggle together and finally get your tent up.
I imagine you also catch a scent of mushroom soup.
Yeah. But you guys are full. You had a very lovely meal. All right.
Thanks for the lovely trifle.
Seeker and Trifle, I'm assuming you guys find to share a tent?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or I can copy and paste a couple more. It's up to you.
That's
Nah,
fine.
we can just have a tent.
I do
long
need
as
to
you
at
don't
least
mind.
copy.
As long as you don't mind puddle.
There we go. Tecka's got a tent, and Tenko's got a tent.
Bless you.
That's
Bliss.
Sorry. I was going to mute, but I didn't get there in time.
Oof.
She tried.
So, as everyone settles down, we move to Tenko.
Okay, so once she's sure everybody else is asleep, Tenko gets up and is is staring up into the stars. She she re- she reaches a hand out towards the sky, and
Ooh.
It shoots up, blazing high into the sky, and then explodes into a firework. Do you want it to make
and
noise?
no, with that she just goes to bed.
Alright. And as you fall asleep, you feel yourself almost like tugged. And for a second, it's almost as if you can see your body sleeping below you. And then you're flung, almost like the star that you shot, high, high up into the sky. The stars go flying around you, and then your vision swims. And then suddenly, you're back in the war. You hear the echoes of a roar. You feel a deep, seething anger as you look at the massive wave of destruction and destroyed bodies, and look to the severed hand that is all that remains of someone that you considered a friend. You clutch the hand, even as you know there's nothing left of the person. And you just feel an overwhelming sense of grief, and hate. And your voice speaks out. I'll get them for this. I'll get them all for this. So help me. And then you wake up.
So does does Tenko actually remember this, or?
Yes, you remember. You were part of the force that was there when Aneth decimated it. You barely avoided being in the blast. By sheer luck. But the rest of your crew did not survive. There were 5 people that you were close to. Humans mostly. Though there might have been like one bugbear among them, if you want. You can make up their names and their faces. But you were serving with them. Right before you lost consciousness. And you realize this is the very last memory you had. The memory before you lost all your memories. It's the memory of losing everything that you cared about.
Why that? Why? Damn it all.
Hey, not to interrupt your understandable grief, but I fulfilled my end of the deal. Do you believe me now?
What was that?
That was our memory.
Right?
It's a little hard to get them all back at the same time. It takes a lot of energy out of me. But I restored the easiest one I could, and if you help and do the little objectives on the paper, I'll be able to restore more of them. And together, you and I can piece together what happened.
Fine. I'll play your game. I will find my past.
Yes, that's why you were fighting so long.
So few of those humans held up their end of the bargain. They promised to help me regain my learn and who or what I was before or I went to sleep. They
Yeah.
only few of them did. They all
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, humans are pretty useless.
They weren't. They tried. I lost all of them.
Now, is that a fault of you, though? Or is it their fault for being weak? You trusted them, and they betrayed that trust by dying.
It's not that simple. That the dragons, they had to have known I was there. They must. I'd killed many of the ilk during the war. They must have. They had to have. They feared me. They tried to. They must have been trying to kill me. They killed everyone else instead.
You are correct. They did know you were there. But you're not correct about them trying to kill you. They wanted to remove everyone that could help you. They wanted you alone.
They succeeded.
Have they? Or have they just set you back? Are you really going to just give up like that? Are you going to give up on your memories? Just like that? No.
Of course not. I must know who and what I am.
You are destined for great things.
We'll see.
Well, in truth it will be you who sees. I've already seen it. But I am quite tired. Doing that without any sort of coins was quite tiring.
So it's not. Oh, it's not a matter of. It's not a matter of won't. It's that you can't.
Yeah. But I still upheld far more than he did. So do we have a deal?
Yes. Yes, I would say we do.
Great, then I'm gonna go and rest. I'm exhausted.
As am I.
Good night. Me.
Good night.